Hi guys, welcome back to the High Grade Podcast. It's your girl Chanel. And this week's episode we have something completely different for you guys. I know that particularly now when a lot of us are still working from home and we haven't yet transitioned back into the normal work life, if you like, we're here to give you 8 tips to remain productive and ensure that your systems and workflow are 10-10 so that you can ensure that your productivity is at its highest. So stay tuned so that you can learn more about how you can eat that frog. Okay, so tip 1 from me, I would say for people that they need to focus on having just one task to complete. So I think if I'm talking from experience, when I have something that I need to get done, I usually just go upstairs, sit down in my office, and I just work until I get that one thing done. So rather than sort of, I guess, let's say we're putting a proposal together for Elevate, rather than trying to do a proposal, answer emails, and maybe plan a lesson at the same time, I'll just dedicate X amount of time to focus on completing just that one task, because I feel like sometimes when we try to multitask, it takes us longer to get things done rather than just focusing on one task. A second thing that I think is really, really important that kind of links to the first point that I said was to make sure that you eat that frog. So there's a book, I can't remember who it's by or where I heard it from. I think I was on a leadership course and they basically said in order to be the most productive, just eat that frog first thing in the morning. So your biggest task of the day, get that done as soon as you wake up. Don't sort of do all of the mini tasks and then leave the biggest task to the end. As soon as you wake up, as soon as you start your day, start with that big task in mind. And I think ensuring that you have everything that you need in order to complete that task at arm's length ensures that you're not getting up and faffing around, you're just sitting down and you're getting that task done. So for example, if you're putting a proposal together, you might have some paperwork, you might need a stapler, you might need a pencil, whatever the case may be. Just make sure you have everything basically next to you at your desk or wherever you're working so that everything is in arm's length. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think a lot of people will have a task list and do the easiest things first, just so they can tick it off and it looks nice and pretty and you feel like you've achieved something by ticking off the easy things. Whereas it's really important, the thing that makes you most uncomfortable and the biggest task on the list, just do it straight 100%. Like the first thing in the morning or whenever you sit down to do your task, then it's done. You don't have to worry about it.
I think it gives you like a sense of fulfillment as well for the day. So once you've achieved that big task, it almost feels like you can conquer anything that day. So definitely if there's anything that you want to complete, and especially if it's a big task, do that first thing in the morning as soon as you wake up.
A tip that I would add would be do jam sessions. Now, so a jam session is, to make it really easy, is just a period of time that's completely disciplined and non-distracted. So I do 90 minutes, so I call them a 90-minute jam session, and for an hour and a half I will sit down at my desk, no distractions, and just do work for that hour and a half. And then after that hour and a half, I'll have a break, whether that be sometimes 15 minutes or maybe half an hour, and then go back into another 90-minute jam session. Now, an hour and a half is quite long and doesn't always work for anyone. I didn't jump into doing 90 minutes straight away. I did 45 minutes, then I put it up 15 minutes to an hour, and then I went to an hour and a half. So if you're sitting there thinking I cannot concentrate for an hour and a half, that's a ridiculously long time, start small. Even if it's 30 minutes, you'll be really surprised how powerful having no distractions is. Because so there is a study that shows that if you break concentration, that it takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to regain full concentration. Now, 23 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but when you have a task to do, 23 minutes is quite critical in just finishing that task. So any little thing, whether that be someone's text you and like, even though you don't want to answer it, you can see the notification and you're itching to grab your phone, or you've had a thought about what am I having for lunch, any small distraction can take you out of that concentration for 23 minutes. So I think it's really important, just start small, maybe 40 minutes, half an hour, start small and have that jam session, give yourself a break and go back into it. Because I get a lot more done in that one jam session than I used to do in an entire day. Before I started them. So they're definitely really, really beneficial to do.
I would definitely say as well, you've been very, very disciplined with your jam sessions, because I know that when we're talking or texting, you'll be like, be right back, I'm having a jam. my phone's in the other room, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And then I've started doing my own jam sessions. They're not 90 minutes, but yeah, definitely something useful. I think one thing that I definitely do more of though is there's a technique called the Pomodoro technique, and it's pretty much basically the same thing as what Chanel's doing in terms of a jam session. Instead of it being 90 minutes, it's 25 minutes. So it's essentially 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off for a quick break, 25 minutes back on, 5 minutes off for a quick break. Again, it's the same concept. It's just 25 minutes of pure deep thinking, deep work, productive work, and then you just relieve yourself for 5 minutes. You might go to the loo, have a quick snack, and then you're back in again. And I think your 90-minute sessions, to I guess the average person, it might seem like a really, really long time, but once you're in that zone, an hour and a half goes so quickly, and you think, oh my god, let me just go for a little bit longer, but I think when you are in that productive zone, if you've dedicated 90 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever the case may be, honor that amount of time and take a break, because that's when you can almost burn out in the day if you just keep on going, because I've been that person where I've been doing 2.5 hours straight, music in, and nothing sort of can distract me. But that's not necessarily the most productive way to approach it, because then after I've had a break, that 2 hours has probably made me so tired I can't then go again. So whatever your preference is, 90 minutes, half an hour, 25 minutes, whatever the case is, just set that time, have one set task to complete, and honor that time, and then give yourself a break after.
Yeah, and I think it's important in that break as well to maybe do something that you enjoy. Maybe not just sit there on your phone for half an hour or whatever your break may be, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just scroll through Instagram and scroll through Snapchat, because your brain hasn't had like the chance to switch off. It's still going. So do something that you enjoy. I think listening to music in that 20 minutes, 25 minutes is really helpful for me, because my brain kind of just relaxes. It's not really thinking about anything. When it's nice outside, I'll go outside and just like have a coffee outside, just to actually have a break where you're doing nothing. Switch off for that half an hour or whatever time it may be, before you then I'm refueled, a little bit more energized, and go back into another jam. But like Chanel said, it can be whatever time that you prefer it to be. But I would always, I think if you start off small, try and add a little bit, because the time goes incredibly fast when you're just kind of head down, getting done what you have to get done. It goes so fast. But then like Chanel said, if you've set a time, stick to that time. Even if you're not finished, take a break and come back to it.
So I think one thing that would be useful is just having something physical that can track your time. So even though we've got timers on our phone, sometimes when our phone's going off, it's an adrenaline rush to try and pick it up. So what I would suggest is get a timer. It doesn't have to be a special timer. It's a timer that you can get on Amazon. Just type in kitchen timer. Literally, you can get one for £6. It's magnetic. You press the buttons and it beeps. But essentially, you can input how long you want to work for in this time period. Click go and just have it on the side, and as the time's ticking down, it acts as a point of reference for you to know how long you've got left. But also, if you live with other people, you can almost train them to know that when the time is on, don't disturb me. Which I think is really powerful. And just on that Pomodoro technique, there's loads of apps that you can get. So one of them is called Forest. So you can essentially it's an app where you can grow trees virtually, obviously, for every 25 minutes of work that you do. But if you touch your phone within those 25 minutes, the tree dies. So again, it's that feeling of instant gratification. You want that tree to grow, you want it to be healthy, etc. But you're obviously putting in 25 minutes of work. So definitely maybe have something physical to help you keep accountable to however long it is that you're going to be putting in that deep work for.
Cool. So our next tip would be get rid of your phone. When you are doing that jam session, or when you are in your Pomodoro session, get rid of your phone, because nothing is worth breaking the distraction for. Whether Sarah, Bob, Jack, Jeff is texting you, it can wait. Like we said, when you see if your phone is like here and you have like a notification flashing, even though you tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to open it, even you seeing a notification and thinking that is breaking the concentration.
It's like that little voice in your head that's thinking, oh, Michael's texted me. Okay, I wonder what Michael said. Even though you're working, you're thinking, I wonder what he said. And there's that feeling of wanting to just grab your phone and answer the text back.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've just broken your concentration, and you're also just using your willpower and wasting it for no reason. There's no point. So put it on Do Not Disturb, or if you want to go one better, just put it in a different room so it's out of sight, out of mind, and you'll be surprised how quickly you don't rely on your phone.
Definitely.
Once it's out the way and you don't think about it.
I am a huge advocate of that, because everyone knows if you text me, I may text you back in 2 days because I just care. I do not care for my phone at all. I don't care for the notifications, and it seems bad, but I have such a detachment from my phone that I don't need it to be next to me all the time.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you can get to that point 100%, you'll be able to just improve your sort of productivity, because your phone is literally, it's just a distraction in your pocket. 100%.
Yeah. And you'll find that you go on your phone to do one thing, and then 25 minutes later you're still on your phone scrolling through Instagram, seeing what Michael did on the weekend, and it's just pointless. Like, it's, to me, it's just pointless. So if you can go that one better, just put your phone in a different room, put it on do not disturb, and make sure that you turn the calls off so no one can kind of call, no one can get hold of you. And once that session is over, you can go back, check it, see if there's anything important, but also turning your notifications off on your laptop. So I know some people use WhatsApp and iMessage on their laptop. If you do, take it off. Even emails, even seeing an email, even if it's just Zara have a new
sale
20%, you click it. Like, just get rid of all your notifications on your laptop, because you don't need them. You can wait 25 minutes or an hour or whatever your session may be. It's just not worth it. So just get rid of all of your notifications, I would say.
100%, definitely agree. And I think even like for me, if someone follows you on Instagram or comments or someone shared this, it's like, oh, let me just have a look. But also I feel like, guys, we're actually not that important to the people around us. Like, people are not going to die because we don't have access to our phone. Like, if it's important, they will find a way to contact you. So don't think that, oh my God, an hour and a half without my phone, what's going to happen? Like,
someone may,
we're really just not that important, guys.
No one's going to miss you.
That's the reality. So my tip would be, I swear by this tip, and my taste in music has obviously evolved as I've grown into this habit. But
she really likes One Direction now. And I hear her listen to Little Mix all the time.
Not at all. So I 100% swear by study music. It is literally the best thing that YouTube has ever housed on its platform. It's absolutely amazing. So all throughout uni, if I'd be in the library, because again in library I was doing mad sessions, literally headphones in, type in on YouTube study music. My favorite one is the Blue Man. I'll like show you guys here, but it's literally like well music, and it goes
that one. Do it again. It doesn't go like that. It's just, but it's really just, bad.
It's so calming and so relaxing, and I just find that listening to music that doesn't have words, it means that my brain is not doing something else while I'm trying to concentrate. Because if you're listening to a song and it's like the lyrics are coming up and you know the lyrics, even if you're not actually singing it, subconsciously your brain is working. So I would 100% go for study music. If you've got Spotify, I would 100% go for study music or lo-fi beats, cafe jazz. Yeah, it's all a bit of me. By the way, not just on Spotify, but also available on YouTube. Trust me. Do one jam session for however long it is. Have your headphones in and just listen to some form of study music or lo-fi. Sometimes the lo-fi beats are a bit too fast, so you might find yourself jamming along. Start small, do study music, and you will see that it will change your whole life. I promise
it's
you.
So good. I think you just end up, I don't know about you, but when I try to listen to music and do work, I'll just end up singing the song, or I'll be like, oh, I've just listened to this Drake song. Oh, do you remember this Drake song? I really like this, so let me bloody type that in, and it's just a mess. Like, there's just no need. So study music all the way.
And the great thing is, the one on YouTube that I'm referring to is like 3 hours long, so you ain't changing no song
it. And there's no ads in between either.
It's honestly the best thing ever. So 100% go for study music.
I like it. Another tip for you is have a post-it note by your side. Now you may think, why have a post-it note by your side? Now I don't know if you're anything like me. I might be sitting down to do one task, and in the back of my head all these thoughts come into my head. I need to do this, I need to text that person, this person called me yesterday and I completely forgot to call them back. I have so many random thoughts when I sit down to concentrate, and if I was to action all of them thoughts, then it would just be a hot mess, and I would just get
break
so
your
distracted.
concentration.
So I have a post-it note right by my side, so when I am working in a deep concentration, if something comes into my head that I need to do, I need to pick up this, I need to go here, do this task, I said I would email this person, whatever it is, write it down on that post-it note, and when you're in your break, then you can do all of them kind of things that just popped into your head rather than actioning it now. Because if I think to myself, oh, this person called me, I said I would call them back, let me do it quickly, I'm breaking my concentration, and it will just, I'm not disciplined enough to just do something, put it back and go back into work. I will pick up my phone to call someone, then I'll be like, oh, this person texts me, or
might as well just text
exactly, might as well just go on Instagram, might as well just look at this group chat, oh, they're having a debate, let me chip in, like, and it's just not worth it. So having a post-it note, or if you don't have post-it notes, a piece of paper, or just anything that you can write on right next to you, so when things do pop into your head, you can just write it down, put it to the side and move on.
100%. So guys, we hope that was very, very useful for you. If there was any sort of tip that you've taken on board and you found that has increased your productivity even by the slightest, please just drop us a comment, send us an email, comment on Instagram, and let us know how you've got on. Please just try one of these methods, because you will find that your workflow will absolutely increase. It's a promise. Do I promise?
Yeah,
it's a promise.
It's a promise.
It's 100% promise.
As always, guys, please, if you enjoyed the episode, show us some love, hit the subscribe button. We would love some more subscribers. If you're listening to the podcast version, please rate and review us, 5 stars only, and give our Instagram a follow at the High Grade Podcast.
Also follow our personal Instagrams. Mine is Chanel __
and mine is Chanel B _.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.